Welcome to Bushnell-Prairie City High School as we get ready to go for the national anthem. Singing the national anthem one more time. Coach Dahl is up here with us. We'll get him on a headset here for a few seconds as we get ready to go for this one. Matt Whitman going to start for the Cyclones. And well, Coach, I haven't got to talk to you a whole lot this tournament.
Yeah.
But down by 20 in the third quarter to the number one Class 1A team in the state, most schools would think, I don't have a shot. Your kids never quit, though.
We didn't. We got I kept telling them, we got so many good shots in the first half we didn't make, and we're going to make those. So I said, you just have to keep shooting them, keep giving ourselves chances to get good shots, make sure you have a possession that's worthy of a good shot every time to a good shooter. And then once we made some, it made our defense even work harder. So it was really good.
Looked like you came out second half. The intensity of the first half was there, but the defensive intensity, and when I say like the clean, let's get up in their face, play clean, good defense, that intensity jumped a whole notch or three for you guys.
It did. Because we talked about the mistakes at half we made. We were letting them kind of go where they want to start their offense. When they have such a good post player like that, you can't let them run what they want or they're just going to beat us. And so we tried to make them run things that they couldn't do. They couldn't run. And so that was our whole purpose in that half, to disrupt them. And we got some good traps that got us some easy shots, and that helped a lot.
Special Illinois National Guard jerseys for BPC here on Military Appreciation tonight.
Great day. I like when they do that, these games. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's been a great weekend. Clayton Hunt grabbed the rebound or grabbed the jump ball as the jumper. That's a no-no. They frown upon that.
Yeah.
I said at one point when you guys started making that run that the Froman kid became a varsity player. I mean, he stepped up in a huge way. He did not look like an underclassman.
No, he had such a nice release on a shot that we caught a couple plays for him because it just looked so good, and he was calm. He's gotten better each game of this tournament. I mean, he had a little backward step in Macomb because it was like, oh my, this is really physical.
Right.
But tonight, this was a very physical game tonight, and he did a really good job. I'm proud of him.
Is it surprising to you, Coach Vass is going to be with us in a minute, is it surprising to you how physical and how hotly contested this game is between two teams that really only see each other here?
I just know that we were pissed after our last loss. We were not happy with ourselves, so we had a whole different mindset to start this game.
It started off not so great for you guys, and I said in the Macomb game that there is Gaden Palm for 2 for BPC. I said that you guys shooting as poorly as you did against Macomb doesn't happen very often, no matter how physical the game is. And it really kind of started that way tonight, but you guys came out of it.
Yeah, I think that Thanksgiving food, the calories, we were low on calories, and a little rest helped us. But I think when you're a shooting team, if you play this kind of format where you have 3 games in a row, your first games of the year, that's hard. Because I remember as a player, it sucked that first game trying to just make it through at a high level, So I was kind of wondering how it'd be. Like tonight was just a mental check for us because we're still, we have to bring it no matter what. Like that's just what we have to do.
Well, you had a couple kids step up and do some great things down the stretch too. Gavin Grotehouse hit some key free throws, and Nolan Hurd especially hit 4 free throws at the end of the game. I mean, your upperclassmen did the things they need to do to get wins too, didn't they?
Yes, and I do want to bring up Cooper Shaw because he was guarding a 6'10" kid, and he's 5'8" or 9 or whatever, and he did a really good job of keeping him out of his favorite scoring positions. I mean, he's going to score, but we don't want him to be just get something so easy under the basket, and he did a fantastic job. And Nolan Hurt, I was smiling kind of myself when they fouled him because he's a good free throw shooter, but before he went 1 of 2, and it was a little shaky looking, but then he drilled the next 4, so that's great for him.
The foul was on number 2, Xavier Hilton. His team's first 3 on the way.
Nice shot.
Caden Palm hit the triple, and BPC's up by 5-0 over West Prairie. You guys have to feel good. I know you said you were pissed after Wednesday night, and the team was. This has to kind of right the ship a little bit, right?
It does. I mean, it proves that when we come ready to play, we can play with anybody. I mean, Macomb's a really good team. I mean, they're, on a good night, it's going to be a close game. And with them, we're missing our starting center, and he's an athletic kid. He would have really helped us in that game. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't matter. We play with who we have. And I think in the run of that, like figuring out like exactly who can play when, and younger kids getting better, like as Knowles and Hunter Froman get better, and Jordan gets better, like that down the stretch of the year, that's going to really help us.
I really thought Knowles did a good job the few times I saw him on Alvey. He really battled in there too.
Battle.
He's got the. I think they're going to call Whitman on that foul right there. We'll wait and see. It is on Whitman, his first team second. I felt like he never really got a good shot because he kept getting a foul all the time.
Yeah, that's true. He did foul a lot. Really, he did a great job. What he forgot to do, I was telling him, no, it's not over. Like when you're younger, sometimes think it's over when they shoot it. Well, he shot it, and then he didn't block him out, and he just went and got a rebound.
Right.
2 times that happened. It was like he's learning, though. Like he listens, he's coachable, and he's got a lot of upside.
As a 1A team, Illini Bluffs is going to be a tough out.
Yeah, they are. They're going to be a tough out.
Caden Palm.
Another one.
I think that was only a 2 that time.
Oh, okay.
Nope, they give him a 3 on the scoreboard anyway. Man,
they're changing it.
Oh, they're changing it back to a 2?
He's telling them.
Yeah, I thought it was a 2 also.
There they go.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Coach, I don't have to keep you. You probably want to get some rest and whatever. And
rest my throat.
Rest your throat. You didn't talk very much. You
talked
talked to players. You talked to coaches. You talked to referees.
I didn't really
talk. Did you talk to the scoreboard? You didn't
talk
to us until now.
Yeah.
The score table might be the only place you didn't talk to tonight.
I didn't. I was my throat doesn't handle all this very good.
It's too early in the year to be yelling that much, Coach.
Callous it up.
I hear you. Well, thanks, Coach Dahl. I appreciate it. And talk to you tomorrow night.
Thank you.
No problem. Coach Dahl talking to us on the post-game show for a few minutes here on the current game show. It's 10-0. Spartans with the lead over the Cyclones. Get Coach Vass in here under the headset for a few seconds and talk to him as well. You Friday nights have not been real kind to you guys here at this Bushnell tournament. This is the second year in a row you've lost on a Friday night.
I can't comment on last year because that was an emotional day for me.
It was
my
exactly.
sister's
That's exactly right.
funeral. But tonight, the thing I'm disappointed in our team is they allowed themselves to get emotional from the time of the technical of the scrap there. We felt like things were a little out of control, We felt like the game was physical. You and I have talked about once or twice this year and several times last year about the physicality of the game. And, what I'm disappointed in, when we were freshmen, sophomores, or even sophomores, juniors, I could live with it. But they're juniors, seniors now. They need to learn to keep their emotions.
Yeah, and you guys you dealt with some serious adversity tonight for the first time. I mean, with some foul trouble. And
we were whistled for 26
like
fouls. We averaged 9. My team last year averaged 11. As a career, my team's averaged 14 or 15. And we had 26 tonight. We gave up 34 free throws. And if that's not a huge difference, that's unbelievable.
It's hard to overcome that for sure. And you can't talk about officiating, so we'll just leave that alone. But I know that not being able to have Alvey on the floor at some key points, plus him hurting his ankle, I think that was in the first half or so.
Yeah.
How bad do you think that's going to be?
Oh, I don't know. He's a pretty tough kid. He's hurt both his ankles. In fact, one, of course, was so severe he didn't play at all as a freshman. It took him 14 months to rehabilitate. It's similar or the same ankle, but I think he'll bounce back. It was just, again, that was a silly situation because he came down and guy hit him from behind, and he just wasn't expecting that.
Caden Palm has 3 threes, I think, and a 2 now. He is on fire.
We came out with playing our game, and things went pretty well early, and then all of a sudden, like I said, we allowed ourselves to get emotional when things quit going our way. And, we've told them all year, when you're a bigger team and you've got the kind of players we have, people they're gonna get up and they're gonna, that's their strategy. They're gonna have to play you physical and do some things like that, because if they don't get away with it, they're probably gonna lose to you anyway. And if they do get away with it, they can keep themselves in the game. And again, it's just very frustrating. We're not a football school. Our kids aren't used to physicality, and last year we eventually got there because obviously we played against the current state champs, Camp Point Central, last year right here in this gym, and we learned to play with that physicality, but we're not there yet this year emotionally, and that's the biggest thing I'm disappointed in. It wasn't the manner of the game and how it was officiated. It wasn't the fact we lost the game even. It was our response. We tell the kids all the time, you can't control what happens to you in life, but you can control your response to it. And we had a couple of guys, I'm not going to mention their name on air, that just really did not control their emotions very well, and it cost us.
Well, you do these things early in the season. You have this early season tournament. You see some good teams over here.
Sure.
And
that's why we're here.
You still got a chance to get a tournament title if you can beat Macomb tomorrow, because they'd end up 4-1, and you could be 4-1, and you'd win the head-to-head.
Right.
But you might need some help from West Hancock if they get a win tomorrow. So, there's all kinds of things going on now in this scenario. But,
sure.
But seeing some tough, 2A teams in West Hancock and Macomb as you guys move through the season, it's a good way to start for you guys.
Oh, it is. And again, I've said that many times. I hope your listeners have heard me say, we come over here, it's not really about the wins and losses, it's about getting better and improving. And that's what I'm saying. I didn't feel like we improved because we didn't control things. Last year, other than Camp Point Central, Macomb was probably the most physical game that we played, and I think we learned some things from it. Unfortunately, tonight, I think they learned something. I think the first half they may have been looking at us and thinking, wow, this is a physical game, but they're handling it, and they're still up 14. And then the second half they probably watched and said, oh, wow, we can't. John Woodnoy says keep pressure on until you get to their emotions. I mentioned that, I think, even the other night. And we usually do that to other people. Tonight we're on the receiving end of that, and that's what disappoints me is, again, our response to the situations that the game brought us. But we'll bounce back, and, wouldn't be surprised to see us come back and win tomorrow night and take our chances on tiebreaker.
One of the things two things that I noticed, or one thing I noticed tonight, and one thing I've seen the whole tournament. First thing that I noticed tonight, in the second half, you talk about intensity and physicality. I felt like it was a really intense game, and it was physical in the first half, but it seemed like to me that West Hancock, as Eli DeCounter tries to get the first bucket for West Prairie, Ryan Clark with the rebound. It seemed like they stepped up the defensive intensity. They got physical, but they weren't slapping as much. They just stayed in your face a lot more and up and down the court and all the way out to the half-court stripe. I mean, they were in your face the entire second half.
They did. They stepped up. But, again, that's the way Camp Point Central played last year. All my guys pretty much played in that game, obviously, because we only graduated one kid. And that's what I'm saying. Just for this season, we have not handled that as well. You asked me the other day, what was I surprised at? And I think I told you that I was surprised at how we hadn't handled some situations very well. And that's what I'm saying. So, again, to your listeners, I'm not trying to sound like sour grapes or cast blame. I'm just saying we did not handle some situations as well as we thought our guys would, being a year more mature. But, that's why you play the games, and you have to learn from it. We have to coach it through them, and they have to step up their game and their mental breakdowns, learn from them, and try to avoid those situations in the future.
Well, I don't know if I mentioned this to you yet in our times that we've talked, as Andrew Hunt puts the shot up, off, no good. From the first game against West Prairie all the way through this tournament, I almost feel like it's been like hack-a-Hank kind of deal.
Right.
Hack-a-Shack, it's been hack-a-Hank. Every time he touches the ball, they're beating on him. And sometimes it gets called, sometimes it doesn't. But that's probably a lot of what you're going to see this year, isn't it?
Well, again, if it's allowed to happen, it's, tonight he couldn't even make cuts without having, guys bumping, like a football block, like blocking for a quarterback. And, again, our guys just really don't know how to handle that because, A, we don't play football, and, B, you've watched my teams now several years, we don't do that, never have. We play basketball. I mentioned it in here before. It's a dance. Basketball is a game of finesse and skill. It's not a game of brute force. And I guess I'm just old school, and maybe my age has passed me, but that's the way I coach, and that's the way we're going to play.
Well, I can tell you that I said that on our first broadcast Monday night that if I was Hank Alvey, it'd be really hard for me to be nice.
Oh, I'm proud of how he keeps his cool. You got to be proud of that kid
for how he holds. I mean, He never really shows any emotion, even though you can tell that you can kind of tell that he's not happy, but he doesn't show it real badly, I mean, and that's going to happen when you're that much better than 98% of the kids you're playing against.
Sure.
Or bigger and taller and faster and everything else. That you got to get used to that maybe, I guess. I don't know, but holy smokes, he handles it really well.
Well, not tonight, but a couple games back. Actually, I mentioned to an official, I said, what's the difference, big guy versus out here on the front? There's a hand check and you call a foul, but inside, there's times Hank has pump faked. The guy's jumped up and come down with two hands on his back. So while he's going back up, he's basically getting pushed in the back. And he's like, oh, no, it's not. And I said, well, okay, I guess that's the way it is when you got a big guy. And he goes, no, we call it the same. And
you see him grab, you see him push, you see him hold, you see him do everything.
And it doesn't happen. I've had 6'9" Trevor Peasley in Centrally. I had 6'8" Kurt Meister at Hamilton, and the list goes on. And it's just the way it is. It's the way it is. And, again, Hank handles it pretty well. But I've got a couple other guys that didn't handle it very well tonight. And, again, we're going to work on that.
You'll have that occasionally, right? It's
going to happen. They're going to see it all year because it's a strategy. And, again, not one that I espouse or I teach, but it is a strategy, and you got to learn to deal with it.
I asked Coach Dahl, because he didn't really have a good answer either, what is it about this contest that between Illini Bluffs and West Hancock, it always gets physical? I know they play a really physical game, but it seems like that the kids don't like each other. It started off that way. It wasn't like it took the third quarter to get there. It was first quarter they were already going at it. And Alec Himes from West Hancock got in, said it got chippy last year. He remembered that. What is it about? This is the only time you guys see each other.
Yeah, I got an answer for you, but I've been around a long time. I'll just say it this way. Reno Pinkston was a rookie coach at Nauvoo when I was at Hamilton, and Jeff Dahl has been his second or third year when I was at Hamilton. And I've known those guys for a long time, and they're a lot different in their coaching philosophies and their coaching style. And I share coaching style with one of them and not with the other one. And I'll just leave it at that.
I understand that. So, well, you got another big game tomorrow night.
Yep.
Macomb is a formidable opponent, but I don't think it's somebody that you can't beat, and it's somebody you probably match up a little bit. They'll be physical, but I think you match up better with them, don't you?
I think we match up pretty good with them, and you know, it's going to come down to us. It really is. I mean, we've told our guys our greatest opponent this year is going to be wearing our own uniform. You know, if we can bounce back, if we can mentally bounce back, then we'll give Macomb a game. And if we can't, then they'll manhandle us and it'll be over. But Jeremy does a good job over there. And again, it'll be a more skilled ball game. And hopefully we're not whistled for 26 fouls.
Or 25 or 24 for that matter.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think you'll see it'll be a game of more skill and hopefully be a good ball game to watch. I'm sure that one was a fun one to watch as far as the excitement generated by blowing a 20-point lead. But, you know, again, I think it'll be better basketball tomorrow night.
I mean, you never want to do that kind of stuff, but I suppose all those things that happen tonight have lessons to come from them, right?
They sure do. And again, we're going to try and learn from them. The advantage of this tournament is you get to come and play every day, which I like, and that's still my favorite part. The disadvantage is would be nice to have a day and a practice to really drive home some of the mistakes we made. But again, if we're a mature team, if we're the kind of team we espouse to be, then we'll be able to figure those things out, and we'll be able to make the adjustments.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you stopping and talking to us. Hopefully we'll talk to you tomorrow night, and you'll be a little more content with how the game went than you are tonight. And I don't mean to laugh, but it's one of those deals. It's early in the season. You kind of have to deal with it and just move on, right? Kind of forget about it.
Well, you don't forget about it, but you learn. You admit your mistakes. You learn from them, and you try and correct them. And, you know, I've had plenty of years and plenty of games where these kind of things happen, and I've had people say to me, oh, you're mad at it. No, I'm not. I'm disappointed. But, you know what? I've been doing it long enough. You can either gripe and complain and lay down and let it happen to you again, or you can learn from it and stand back up and try to correct mistakes. I'm a teacher, I'm a coach, and that's what we do, and we'll get there. We'll be fine. We just had to learn a hard lesson, that's all.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you coming and talking to us, and that's one of the hardest jobs of a coach is to come talk after a big loss or a game where you didn't play your best or you didn't like how you turned out. And you always are willing to come over and talk, so we greatly appreciate that.
I've always been willing to come and talk. I always report every ball game, win or lose. I talk to reporters because, again, it's not about that as much as it's about high school basketball and the kids that play high school basketball, and they're the ones that should be getting the credit, and they're the ones that should be learning the lessons, and that's what it's about.
Well, Coach, thank you very much.
Yep.
I appreciate it. Talk to you tomorrow night.
Yep.
Coach Vass talking to us here on the start of this one as we're actually 2 minutes into the second quarter here. And West Prairie still has not scored. BPC has slowed down a lot here on the scoring. They were up really quickly, about 15-0. It's slowed down a lot. They've done a lot of subbing. And there's Eli DeCounter getting the first point of the game for West Prairie. As we joked about the fact that this game was going to have a lot to live up to because the first two games tonight were really, really good. And if West Prairie can make some sort of a comeback and make this one that kind of a game, we'll see. And now it looks like Whitman's going to pick up the foul. He limped off a few moments ago with a bit of a ankle. His third foul as he was banged up. But it's the team first foul of the second quarter as we get John Reynolds and Dalton Huffman gets the bucket. It was the Caden Palm show to start the first quarter.
13 in the first quarter for Mr. Caden Palm.
Yeah, a couple threes or three threes. Was it
three threes? Almost had four. Had his foot on the line on one of them. Was very close. Yeah, Caden Palm.
Threw a rocket at Ryan Clark. Did Whitman, and tracking it down was Copeland. Braden Copeland gives it to Whitman. You remember any of these kids?
I remember them all.
The counter with it?
Well, three of them. I coached.
Baseball, didn't you?
Yep, the state team. Three of them on the team were, and then a couple on the bench were on that state team. These kids know how to win. They got that energy in them that you don't see all the time. And, you know, other guys, you know, they used to be on my class with me all the time. So
Eli DeCounter is going to get the
Yeah.
foul call right there.
Number 2 for Eli.
And foul number 2 of the second quarter. You want to take over play-by-play?
Sure.
Have at it. Can you keep stats and do that both?
Well, you know, we're
You
going to find out.
You haven't done a very good job keeping stats today anyway.
You're right.
Neither have I. The scoreboard has not been my friend. Oh, DeCounter with a steal. Nice job there, kid.
Eli with a full head of steam. He's going to take the shot. Upton might have hit him. He did. Upton saying wasn't even close. And Eli will shoot 2 at the free throw line. He has the lone score.
Yeah, I know, Sean. I forgot to change the scoreboard score. I'll change that real quick. I caught that while I was doing the interviews, but I didn't want to do it during work. Then there's a point for Eli DeCounter. He's got both of them, both from the free throw line.
Gavin Pimble checks back in for Bushnell-Prairie City. Bushnell rocking the Illinois National Guard camo uniforms here tonight. And Eli goes 2 for 2 for the free throw line and has all 3 for West Prairie. It's 22-3, 4:16 to go in the first half. Pimble with it on the right wing. Swing it inside for Palm. He's got the size advantage and gets it to fall. Caden Palm adds to his big night. Number 14 and 15 for Caden. And it's 24-3. Inside, Clark lays it up. He's fouled on the shot, and he will shoot 2. Ryan Clark will go to the line.
Spartan personal foul, number 24, Dalton Huffman, his second.
Dalton Huffman will be charged with a foul there, his second.
There you go, Sean. We got it fixed, buddy. Sorry about that. Ryan Clark misses the free throw. Both these teams come in 0-3.
Tough competition here in the Bushnell tournament. Nate Kramer comes away with the rebound there. Pimble thought about the 3, but Peroku for 3, it's no good. But there's Nate Kramer on the offensive glass. Lay it up for Caden Palm, it's no good. Bodies all over the floor. Clayton Hunt and Caden Palm go down. Clayton Hunt hits the floor a couple times pretty hard tonight.
Yeah, he's been all over the place, so he's been playing hard.
Inside, Ryan Clark adds 2.
The first field goal of the game for West Prairie.
It's 24-5. Inside Kramer on the elbow. He's working with Clark.
Ooh, that looked like a travel.
Yeah, I'm going to say got away with the travel there. Just going to swing it to Kramer. Inside Palm.
Copeland's going to get the foul.
Copeland, who was just all over the ball there. Fouls on him. That is number 1 for Braden Copeland. And checking back in is number 13, Tanner Kleindens for Bushnell. Dalton Huffman will head to the bench. 2:57 remains in the second quarter. The final game of the 3 night games we had here at BPC. Kramer dribbles to the outside, not going to get it back up top. They reset it with Peroku. Peroku now swing it to Palm. Copeland working with him. And Caden Palm lays it up. We've got a foul.
That might be on Copeland as well.
Believe it is. And Caden Palm will go to the free throw line. Probably the last guy you want to see at the free throw line if you are West Prairie. Copeland's second foul. Second foul in the past 20 seconds.
Second foul, this trip down the floor.
There you go.
That's
Yeah.
not the way you want to pick up fouls.
No. Pick him up at that rate. Won't be in the game for much longer.
That's a Kenny Suter kind of foul scenario right there.
Kenny Suter's listening.
He's not, I'm
No, I was
sure,
gonna
but I
say.
still am going to make fun of him
That's
every
right.
chance I get.
That's right.
He can always go back and listen.
Make sure I'll tell him we made fun of him.
Yeah, send him a message.
Send him a message.
Ryan Clark with it. The counter 3, top of the key, banks it in. The bank is open on a Friday night for Eli to counter. He absolutely meant to use the bank right there, folks. I guarantee it.
Eli?
2:20
Did he hit
to
three?
go. He hit a three. The triple, good for Eli to counter. Nice give and go. Tanner Kleindent's got the bucket from Osmond Perelku.
All right. Kenny Suter has been texted.
The counter
Eli.
gets fouled by,
No.
see who they call that on. Might be on Kleindent's. It is on Kleindent's.
Number 2 for him.
Team foul number 5 of the quarter. A couple free throws coming for Eli to counter. He is 1 for 4.
Get another guess.
He must be 3 for 5 now. I don't know. He shot 4
about-
before this one.
4 for 5.
4 for 5 already?
4 for 6.
I'm sorry, Eli. I apologize.
Yep, and with the 3-point basket as well. So Eli leading the way for West Prairie. Pimble,
That's
or Kleindens,
Kleindon.
excuse me. Get him in.
Pimble's 32 tonight,
Yep,
right?
Yep.
These are
Similar-
kind of cool.
I do like
jerseys.
I do like the jerseys. I do.
Illinois on the front, National Guard on the back.
Copeland, turn around, fadeaway jumper, no
I
good.
think thanks to Patrick Drawn, who's the Master Sergeant in the Illinois National Guard. He also had something to do. What are we doing here? Timeout BPC.
Full.
We'll take one as well. We'll be back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, in about 30 seconds.
After my appointment that day, I just made up my mind that I'm going to have my baby here in Macomb and this hospital, because irrespective of where you're from, who you are, it's just their line of duty to make sure they give care, make you comfortable.
I told about the staff of MDH, they're all good. And you will get all the support you need. This is just the best place for you and your family.
And welcome back to Bushnell-Prairie City High School. You're watching McDonough Telephone Cooperative presentation of West Prairie Sports and Devin Raleigh Shelter Insurance coverage of. Who would do a thing like that to you?
Of course my dad would. Of course.
Shelter Insurance coverage of BPC Sports here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. 27-9 is the score. He didn't want you to talk anymore.
I guess not. Yep, time to hang up the old mic. And
Coach Snyder is talking to the officials with a smile on his face. That don't happen very often. Not from Coach Snyder. I just mean in general.
Yep. Usually talking to the officials, it's got about the opposite look on your face.
Kramer's going to try and drive, puts up the shot. Oh, to counter. The counter's like, what? Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, they called it on Ryan Clark. The counter probably feels a little better now.
I thought they called that on Eli.
Well, they said 32.
Yeah, I heard Ryan Clark, so he will get the foul. I don't know. We might hear a correction on that.
Well, they'd probably be okay with Ryan Clark getting instead of Eli.
I was going to say,
That'd be 3 on Eli, right?
Yep,
2?
that would be number 3 for Eli. Had himself a pretty good Clayton Hunt on the board there. Bringing it down for West Prairie. 50 seconds remain in this first half. 28-9. It's Spartans on top.
Saw the Titans come back from 20 down to beat Illini Bluffs. So as John pointed out during the break, off air, there's still time. There's still time.
Whitman on the dribble drive, puts up the shot and gets it. The bank is open for Matthew Whitman, his first 2 of the night. Cyclones looking to finish this half on a positive note here. They're down 24-3 at one point.
Pembo
lays
left
it-
that one short, didn't he?
Palm, yeah.
Palm did, sorry. Palm
Copeland.
left that one short. Oh, what a Euro step.
That's the end of the first half of play. It's Bushnell-Prairie City 28. West Prairie.
Copeland had a nice Euro step right there.
Not
Nice
able to
job.
finish,
Couldn't
but
finish, but he looked good doing it.
yep.
So we'll take a break. We'll play an interview with MDH at the half. It's 28-11. Spartans lead the Cyclones at the break. You're watching McDonald Telephone cooperative coverage of West Prairie Sports and Devin Raleigh Shelter Insurance coverage of BPC Spartan Sports on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
As you know, MDH is our title. Welcome once again, as we're happy to bring to you another member of the staff at MDH. And today we have Bill Murdoch, the Vice President and Chief Financial Officer of MDH. You know, I've talked to some people up the food chain a little bit, but you're getting ways up there for me to be talking to here.
Right.
But you're just another guy.
I am.
And we were joking off camera. We'll get to that a little bit maybe as we go along here. But
Sure.
tell us a little bit about yourself. You married? You have kids?
Yep. Married. My wife's from Macomb. We have 4 children. My wife's a bomber and a leatherneck. I'm a leatherneck as well. That's it. I grew up outside of Galesburg on a farm, and we still have a place up there. Go back there every day and enjoy the great outdoors up there. I've been in healthcare for over 30 years now. Enjoy it very much, and really look forward to the challenges that healthcare provides for us.
Now, if I remember reading through your stuff correctly, you're from Oneida, which is up by Galesburg,
Do you
right?
know where that is?
I do. I know where it's part of Rova.
It is.
It's part of. We're sports people here,
Yeah.
Bill. We have to know who
I graduated
Oneida
from
is.
Rova.
Did you? So it was Rova even that far back.
Well,
Not that you're old.
there
That
was-
isn't what I meant there.
There
Bill.
was one. There was an additional town added after I graduated, but it's always been pronounced as Rova.
So what was the town that was added?
Watauga,
Watauga was
which
added.
is where I live now.
Right. So you live in Watauga.
Right.
You graduated from Rova.
Correct.
But Watauga wasn't part of Rova when you graduated from Rova.
That's right. Because
That's like a twisting, turning road right there.
Oh yeah, it's a complex matter here. But no, after I graduated high school, went to college and all that, and then as I advanced my career, we stayed in the Midwest and finally ended up after we started having kids in the Rova, Oneida area to raise our children, and just stayed there the whole time since then.
How, there's a lot of professions at any hospital that have a lot of very important, and they are the integral workings of the hospital. Everybody thinks physicians, nurses, providers,
right?
But you have a lot of pressure on you on a daily basis when you're talking about the chief financial officer. So how do you find yourself into that profession? I mean, I think I'd rather be the doctor or the nurse than the chief financial officer.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. When I graduated from Western, I was recruited at that time by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, and we were doing what hospitals have to prepare a Medicare cost report, and I was auditing them. So that's how I got my step into the healthcare career. And then after that, I went to work for a consulting firm that prepared the cost reports for the hospitals and all that. And then after that, I got into the actual inner workings of the hospital, started out as a controller, then worked up to CFOs and larger organizations, and and that's kind of my niche, and that's where I've stayed my whole career.
Now, you mentioned larger organizations. Lindsay Douglas, we talked to her. She's in recruitment for you guys for physicians and providers. And this is not, as far as hospitals go, a larger,
right.
It's not a huge hospital.
Right.
So what does that do for you on a daily basis as you're trying to balance a budget or make a budget that works or help with the finances of that doesn't have maybe the bottomless pockets that some people think of when you think of a huge hospital or whatever.
Right. Yeah, I think that, you've been in one hospital, They're all different. They all have their sets of challenges and struggles and all that. What is very exciting for me is we are we're nimble, we can make quick changes, and I feel like I can make that impact in the organization, those quick impacts to get the hospital on the right track and keep it going and be viable.
Yeah, and funding in this day and age is a key in getting payments. But I'm sure you guys still look at trying to get donations and stuff, correct? Is that involved in anything you do, or do you have to consider any of that when you're trying to make your business positions?
It's a small piece of it, a little bit of it. Our biggest challenge is to get reimbursed from the insurance payers, make sure, because there's a lot of noise out there right now where insurance payers are denying everything that not everything, but most things that we try to get reimbursed for. If we don't get what we're entitled to, then it's a struggle to make payroll. It's a struggle to pay our vendors. It's really tough to keep the hospital going, make the capital improvements that we're doing on the campus right now.
And you're doing a bunch of those right now. I mean,
we are.
Yep. You guys are improving. It seems like monthly, daily, whatever, you're making improvements here in the last 10 years or so.
There's a lot of exciting things going on here on the campus right now with the retail pharmacy, or community pharmacy is what we're calling it now, because it is the community of McDonough County's pharmacy. And we're trying to prepare this organization for future generations so we can keep this hospital in the community for the people of the community.
Okay, so you work and think numbers all week.
Pretty much.
What do you think on the weekends? Now, I think I read somewhere there's some hunting and fishing involved in what you enjoy doing.
Right, yes. I like I mentioned, I grew up on a farm. We still have a farm. We still live on a farm. So I enjoy just about anything outdoors. That would be fishing, hunting, camping, spending time on the farm, just fixing things or doing whatever. That's how I decompress and recharge to do the job that I do today.
Okay. Now, I said I only had 2 questions. I got one more. We're about at time. But now, you're a hunter.
Yes.
And you're older like me. Okay. So I remember when I was a kid and everybody was deer hunting, if you got a deer, you were lucky.
Right.
Do you deer hunt?
I do.
And how much easier is it on your farm to get a deer now than it was when you were a kid?
Yeah, I'm really blessed because there are a lot more deer today than there was years ago when I started hunting. I do, but I enjoy deer hunting. But I also, every deer I've gotten the last 2 years, I've donated to the food pantry and let them repurpose that. Our sons also hunt with me as well. You eat a lot of that deer meat, but anything I get, it goes right to the food pantry, and I donate it back to the community.
Well, MDH is all about community. It's been about community, and you even go home and make it about community. So that makes you a good guy, right?
Right. Well, I don't know about that, but I appreciate the comment.
Well, that'll do it for this halftime interview. We'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, with the second half right after this.
Welcome back to Bushnell-Prairie City High School. Halftime, it is 28-11. Spartans over the Cyclones. Leading the way for the Spartans is Caden Palm. He's got 16 of the 28. It's Osman Peroku with 6, and Tanner Kleinitz has 2. For the West Prairie Cyclones, it's Eli DeCounter leading the way with 7. Matt Whitman and Brody Cordell have 2 as well. For the Cyclones, West Prairie's been starting to inch back into this game. At one point, it was a 24-5 deficit, so down by 19. They've cut the lead to 17, so making improvements if you're West Prairie. And a very young lineup as well for West Prairie. So. Welcome John Burton to the mic.
The John and John show, is that what I'm being told here?
Yeah, that's what Dwayne's saying. We're having 2 Johns call basketball, so welcome John Burton to the mic.
What's going on? What is going on?
Also a West Prairie graduate.
Yes, sir.
Alum.
I don't know quite as many of these kids as you do, though. I think you
Hell
went to school.
yeah, it's gonna
you went to school with an extra class than I did.
Yep. Still a West Prairie alum, still Cyclone.
Absolutely. Cyclone at heart.
That's right. Once a Cyclone, always a Cyclone.
Absolutely.
Isn't that right? Has not gone West Prairie's way tonight so far.
Yeah, not so far, but West Prairie, I mean, they did a nice job attacking the paint, especially there in the second quarter. I mean, I was impressed with Eli to counter and Matt Whitman being able to get to the rim. Brandon Copeland had a couple of good looks at the rim, just weren't able to get him to fall. So they're starting to put a little bit of pressure on the rim, but definitely outsized, and definitely Bushnell has the advantage physically over this young Cyclones team. But they got a lot of good hoopers with a lot of good skills, so they're definitely a team to watch out for in the future once they get another year or two under their belt.
Absolutely, yeah. These guys are, I mean, they're young, and I mean, a lot of these guys, 8th graders last year, they got three freshmen on the court right now and a couple seniors. So, it's chemistry and stuff like that's going to be tough to mesh. But Perelku wants 3, and the shot is no good. Clayton Hunt goes down, grabbing that knee. Copeland sizes up a 3 on the other end of the court, doesn't get it. Matt Whitman trying to get the rebound. Looks like it's going to be a foul on the floor. I believe maybe Nate Kramer is going to pick that one up. No, Brock Beekman will pick up that foul. Beekman's, ooh, no. Osman Perelku be his second foul. Matt Whitman looks to inbound it, swing it up top to Eli. He's popped a 3 earlier and misses that one. And we've got another whistle on the board. It looks like it'll be another foul charge to Brock Beekman again. Beekman has 3.
And Copeland did a real nice job crashing the glass there. He's able to draw the foul on Beekman. They're going to kick it out to him on the wide open wing. Swings it back to the corner for Whitman. Dribble drive, floater. And see, that's what I'm talking about. West Prairie, they've been able to get to the rim at a decent rate, but some of those shots just aren't quite falling.
And those shots will fall. I mean, as long as you keep taking those shots towards the basket and continuing to press, like you said, and push, those shots will fall.
Shots will fall, and you'll get foul calls like this and have a chance to convert them at the line.
Right.
As Whitman misses the first one.
Say Whitman, the freshman. Where's number 10? Second shot is no good, so Perelku will orchestrate this Bushnell offense, and it's been pretty much all in the hands of Caden Palm. And you're going to call a blocking foul on Xavier Hilton. I believe that's number 2 for him. Team's first of the half, well, of the third quarter. Either works. Nate Kramer looks to inbound. It goes to Palm, tallest guy on the court, finds the basket for 2 more.
And Caden Palm, he's kind of awkward when he goes at the rim. We saw that on Monday night, one of the plays he had. It looked like he was almost shooting it with his body behind the backboard, but he's able to reach those long arms around the other side and put it in. He's an athletic kid. He's a tall kid. He's a long kid. And when he goes to the rim, you never know what angle the shot's going to be coming at from.
Yeah, Caden Palm, has been able to shoot beyond the arc for 3. He's already got 3 of them tonight. So, able to shoot from beyond the arc. And then, he can work down low, too, with all those guys for West Prairie. So, real size advantage for Caden. And we had a travel there by Perelku. 30-11 is the score. 6:40 remains in this one. And Whitman, a little trouble getting the ball inbounds and across the timeline, but they do successfully. It's Braden Copeland with it. We'll swing it out to the left wing for Whitman. Whitman gets a screen from DeCounter on the roll. Not able to get it, and there's a bunch of Spartans all around him. Whitman's going to have to take it himself. And is going to get the ball stolen away. We've got a foul on Osman Perelku, number 3 for him. Team's 4th. Eli wants another 3, and that one was tipped by Brock Beekman. Got a hand in there. That's just good defense by the Spartans. Great look to Perelku inside, couldn't finish. He gets his own board, though. Ball on the floor, and Matt Whitman comes away with it for West Prairie.
And that was a real nice backdoor cut there by Perelku. Wasn't able to convert kind of the reverse layup there. Cyclones come away with it. We'll see what they can do. We got a little pick and roll action here. Copeland dumps it down to DeCounter. Post fade. won't go, but it's going to be another foul called on the Spartans. It's be on, I believe that's Nate Kramer down there, number 44.
Number 2 for Nate. Connor Upton and Mr. number 13, Tanner Kleindens, check in for the Bushnell-Prairie City Spartans. Osman Perelku and Brock Beekman take a seat.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I believe the Cyclones are going to be in the bonus now. 5 team fouls on the Spartans, so
Clayton Hunt.
Went 0 for 2 earlier in the game. Going to try to make that a little bit better, improve that percentage. And the first one a little bit short there.
Gavin Pimble checks in for Nate Kramer, who will take a seat after drawing the foul. It's his second. And Hunt's second one is in and out. Did not get the roll of the basketball. And we've got another foul. I believe that's going to be, that'll be on Xavier Hilton. That's number 3 for him. And the second team foul of the Cyclones in this third quarter. 5:43 remains.
But the Cyclones in the bonus here, kind of halfway through the third quarter. Could be something to keep an eye on. Haven't shot it well from the free throw line, but those woes could change. Nice block down low by Clayton Hunt on Huffman.
And Caden Palm has found nothing but net from beyond 3.
Yeah, who else but Caden Palm? We saw Clayton Hunt come away with a nice block there down low. Wasn't able to secure the rebound, and Palm just makes it pay for it, drills that left wing 3.
Copeland's is going to dump it back out to Whitman. Good interior defense there by Pimble. Whitman on the dribble drive, attacks and lays it up and lays it in. Matt Whitman adds 2.
That's a nice move. Whitman was able to kind of get through the traffic there and find a home. Used his body to shoot away the defender, was able to get the layup to go. That was a nice dribble drive there by Whitman.
Huffman's got it. He's going to swing it to the right wing for, I believe that's Kleindens. It is. Now Kleindens going to lay it up. We've got a whistle. And Xavier Hilton's going to pick up foul number 4 with 4:40 to go in this third quarter, and it looks like Andrew Hunt is getting ready to check in for West Prairie, and it'll be Caden Palm to the free throw line. Misses the front end of the first 2. Andrew Hunt checks in for Xavier Hilton, who is dealing with some foul trouble. He's got 4, so something to keep an eye on if you're West Prairie. The second shot good for Palm, who has single-handedly outscored West Prairie tonight.
Yeah, single-handedly in this first quarter, right? He had 13 in that quarter number 1. There's Andrew Hunt for 3, a little bit off the side of the rim. Tried to trace down his own rebound. Huffman's got it in the corner.
Was able to get it in there. Good effort there from Andrew Hunt. Able to just, Connor Upton wants 3, and it's off the back brick there. Board to Tanner Kleindens will pick up the foul. That's number 3 for Kleindens. And a lot of whistles have been blowing here recently. 4:10 to go in a 21-point lead for the Spartans.
You know, how does Dwayne get away with the easy job right now?
Yeah, no, he's just getting to sit here and watch basketball. And okay, he's running the scoreboard.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's okay. All right. Cut him some slack there.
See, the Cyclones can kind of turn their woes around here at the free throw line. Not quite on that one from Clayton Hunt. You know, they've been taking a lot of trips to the line here, just not quite able to convert their attempts.
Yeah, and I mean, they call them free throws for a reason, you know. Got to be able to make those, whether you're playing at junior high, high school, college level, even in the NBA.
And there's a make for Clayton Hunt. Cuts the gap to 20, and Coach Ian Conklin will take a full timeout. We'll take a quick break as well. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live. No, we're staying here, I'm being told.
Nope, maybe we're staying here. Yes, we
staying
are staying here.
Gotta love just getting thrown into this.
Tonight's game brought to you by MTC Communications. Are you having slow, unreliable internet and it just doesn't cut it in 2023? MTC Communications offers lightning-fast, reliable fiber internet, video, phone service, and camera systems to the McDonough Henderson, and Hancock County areas. Visit mtc.crowdfiber.com to check your availability. Tonight's game also brought to you by Ryden Farm Supply, located in the heart of Walnut Grove and in business since 1974. Ryden Farm Supply can meet all your needs for LP, seed, fertilizer, and farm chemicals. Their LP service is unmatched in this area, and as a customer, they will take care of you. Give them a call today at 309-772-3121. And also brought to you by Pawn Plus. Pawn Plus is proud to have served Macomb and the surrounding area for over 20 years, providing cash for most items of value. Pawn Plus is the area's largest seller of used items, including firearms. They also provide on-site jewelry repairs and are open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday. They have a great selection of jewelry, electronics, tools, and video games located at 324 West Jackson Street in Macomb between Erico and Taco Bell. Anything to say about Pawn Plus, John?
We just wrapped up with our Why Not Wednesday sale. It was originally only supposed to be for this last Wednesday before Thanksgiving. We ended up running it through this Friday. Of course, the sale ended. But there's still some items that we had marked down during the sale, so make sure everyone get in there, check it out. We sold a lot of jewelry. I'd say overall it was pretty good, but there's still guitars, musical instruments, and some of the other stuff in there that's still marked down, so make sure you get in there and check those things out.
John Burton, a Pawn Plus employee.
Yes, sir.
A free advertisement right there.
I wouldn't call my labor free, that's for sure.
Caden Palm will bring it up. That's tipped by Andrew Hunt. Read that just like a book. Knew exactly where Caden was going. I'd say Andrew Hunt's a pretty smart guy.
He's decently smart, I'd say.
Captain of the Scholastic Bowl team he is. I know he's smarter than I am. Matt Whitman's going to be called for a foul right there, and I believe that's number 4 on Matt Whitman. It is. And Coach Snyder knew it the second that it happened, and referees did as well. And Cole Cordell's getting ready to check in for West Prairie.
And you like Whitman getting up there, pressuring the ball handler, but a nice rip-through move there is able to draw the foul.
Yep.
Just trying to make something happen there, but he's going to get charged with that foul.
20-point game, 3:30 remains in this third quarter. Palm's shot is no good, but an offensive board to Dalton Huffman, who lays it up. It's a little short. Ball on the floor, and Connor Upton almost had it.
Out of bounds to West Prairie.
Be West Prairie basketball. Braden Copeland will bring it right wing for Cole Cordell, who can shoot it. He's working with the other 30. Connor Upton puts up the shot bank, not open for him. And a rebound to Caden Palm.
You know, this is only a 20-point game, and we still got 3 minutes to go in this quarter, another quarter to play after this. You know, a couple baskets here late in this one for the Cyclones could start to turn things around, but this Bushnell-Prairie City team is just really, really tough on the inside, playing great defense.
Another 3, no good, and if you're getting beat in the offensive glass, that's never good down low. Dalton Huffman just walked away with 2 offensive rebounds there and a couple second chance shots. So box out if you're West Prairie down low. Cannot afford to be giving second chance buckets to Bushnell here. We did see a 20-point comeback earlier in the previous game. West Hancock and Illini Bluffs. There was a 20-point lead for Bluffs, and they ended up falling that game 64-60.
Well, turnaround post fade there for the counter. Going to be a little bit hard off the back iron. Bushnell down with it.
Caden Palm has brought the ball up for Bushnell here as of late, and he still will. As Connor Upton loses his dribble, and he's just got to get rid of it. That's Gavin Pimble. Now swinging all the way back to Pimble. He's had a couple 3-point shots. Down now to Ethan McKim, I believe. Number 40, actually, excuse me, that's Jackson Grudage. And Bushnell-Prairie City is going to take a timeout. And we will be right back after this. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
Welcome back to Bushnell-Prairie City High School, game number 3 of the night. The Spartans and the Cyclones. We had Macomb and Illini West play earlier on this evening. It was a double overtime thriller in which Macomb won 55-53. And then the second game, West Hancock down by 20 late in the third quarter, and they came back and beat Illini Bluffs 64-60.
That's been a great night of basketball here at BPC. And again, as you mentioned, we already saw one 20-point comeback tonight. Maybe West Prairie can get something cooking here late in the third.
Perelku lays it up and in.
The turnover and fast break points for Bushnell aren't going to help those comeback chances, though. West Prairie's going to have to bear down.
Yep, absolutely. And Copeland not wanting to give up another foul there. He's got 2 to play with right now. Well, 3 to play with. He's got 2. There's Cole Cordell popping the 3. It's off the back iron, no good. But Clayton Hunt's got the board, and Andrew Hunt lays it up and in.
Nice job there by Clayton Hunt. He was boxed out. He jumped up, straight up, was able to jump a little bit higher there, got the offensive rebound, and really threw a nice pass over to Andrew Hunt.
And Clayton could have went up with that himself, but instead just went ahead and found Andrew Hunt, who was right there and had a great reverse side shot there. Gavin Pemble adds 2 to his night. 35 seconds remain, and we have a traveling violation on the Cyclones.
Yeah, Cordell had a little bit of shuffle of the feet there, it looked like, as he went to kind of survey the paint, trying to get it inside.
Osman Perelku will bring things up for the BPC Spartans, who, like we talked about earlier, wearing the Illinois National Guard Military Appreciation Night alternate jersey, stolen away by Andrew Hunt for the Cyclones, he's been a difference maker since he's gotten into this game.
Yeah, he's playing the passing lanes really well. We saw him tip one earlier on, went out of bounds. That time he's able to come away with the steal and an extra possession here for the Cyclones late in the third.
A couple of number 30s working on it, and the Bushnell number 30 comes away with it. Connor Upton. 1 second remaining. Shot is up, no good for Dalton Huffman. At the end of 3, the Bushnell-Prairie City Spartans lead the West Prairie Cyclones 38-16. We'll keep it right here. Tonight's game is brought to you by Raritan State Bank. Raritan State Bank's Bushnell branch, located on 360 South Green Street in Bushnell, offers full-service banking and loan services for all your banking needs. Come visit the bank of friendly service or call them at 309-772-2345. Good luck, Spartans. Raritan State Bank is an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
And Rosie's Pizza.
Welcome
Rosie's
back, Dwayne
Pizza
Hewlett.
offers something for everyone with pasta, sandwiches, and, of course, pizza. Dine in and carry out at 458 East Main Street in Bushnell. They also deliver to Good Hope, Adair, and all points in between. For delivery, call 309-772-2101. M&B Furniture, Bushnell's only furniture store is M&B Furniture. They're a mainstay in the community and offer free delivery within 40 miles for everything you need to furnish your new home or replenish an old one. Stop and see the fine folks at 41 West Main Street, or find them on Facebook, Instagram, or on the web at www.mnbfurnitureiinc.com. You can also call them at 309-772-2111. And Heil Enterprises and Heil Trucking, they can take your product down the road near or far. It also offers top-notch heavy-duty truck and trailer repair. The second-generation business continues to grow and continues to support BPC Athletics. Stop by and see Danny, John, or Travis on Route 41, south of Prairie City, or call them at 309-775-3333. And a late correction makes the ball Bushnell's possession to start the fourth quarter. See how I did that there?
You did a great job, Dwayne.
That just rolled right through there. Burton says if we let him do another quarter, I'd have to pay him, so we can't let him talk anymore. Keep him off the payroll. Got to see the cheerleaders that way. Copeland got the bucket for West Prairie. Got to see the cheerleaders during that break. It was a layup, John. Of course it was 2.
I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at adding up the stats from earlier. Just making sure.
How'd that work out for you? Out of bounds. Both coaches are pointing opposite directions.
Good to go, Bush.
BPC's bench did not seem as adamant as West Prairie's bench, though.
No.
And West Prairie's bench won. So I would take it that it was a half-hearted attempt to sell a chance to get a ball back. What do you think?
You know what? I agree with that. I think you said it perfectly. How about that?
That doesn't happen very often.
I know. That's probably the first and last time I might say that. Board declined us.
I would agree with that, probably.
You call play-by-play. I'm adding up something.
Yes, sir. There's Beekman with it. He goes right side to Pemble. Pemble on the drive. Jumper off. No good. Rebound to Copeland. Picks it up off the floor, and he'll go back the other way. 7 minutes remaining here in the basketball game. It's 38-18. They got up 20-0, and it's been that same thing ever since then. BPC has not pulled away at all since the 20-0 start. Beekman brings it across half court. Probably could have been called for carry about 4 times right there. Perelku around Hunt to the rack. Off no good. Rebound tipped around. Brought down by, I think that's Kleindentz down there. It is. Yep. Shots off no good. Gets his own rebound. Puts it back up 3 times. The 3rd time's the charm for Tanner Kleindentz. Just padding the old stats there a little bit. Couple offensive rebounds. Actually, there's 3 offensive rebounds. And, of course, it doesn't help your shooting percentage very much.
No, but if you're getting offensive boards, I think we cancels it out right there.
I don't know, man. Maybe. You're probably right. There's a kick by Perelku. No call. Copeland gathers it back, gives it to counter. 3 left side, off no good. Rebound Pemble. 6 minutes remaining. Perelku is going to push it up the floor for the Spartans.
Andrew
Hunt and Chase.
Got away with a couple fouls. That's going to be on Eli. That's going to be number 3 for Mr. Eli D. Counter.
3.
Yeah. Took me a minute. I was looking at the wrong number.
Team's first of the 4th quarter. 5:55 to go. I will point out, at this point, about this point of the 3rd quarter, there was already 7 fouls called.
Yeah.
I actually kept track even though I wasn't on air. See how that works? I bet you're surprised by that, aren't you?
My eyes are just in pure shock right now.
Yeah. If you could see him. Free throws good by Osmond Perelku. Clayton Hunt checks back in. Nate Kramer checks back in for BPC. Hunt checked in for the Cyclones. 2nd free throw, good.
2 for 2 for Perelku. He is tonight.
Hey, that rhymed.
I know.
Look at you. You did good in English class, didn't you?
Did I?
Probably not.
Did I?
Probably not. It sounded good, though.
Mrs. Gravina, if you're watching, I think I was a pretty good student. Maybe. I don't know.
42-18. Kramer picks up his 4th foul. He went to the Kenny Suter School of Basketball tonight. I've used that a bunch, haven't I?
I told him that you're making fun of him. Clayton Hunt.
There's a little push. That might be Kramer again. He might have just fouled out. Hear that, or Perelku. It is on Kramer. He just fouled out. Well, Dalton Huffman was there to sub in, but he didn't get in quick enough. That 5 seconds that was wasted there was not enough to.
Yeah, Coach Snyder talking with him on the bench and blocked
by Palm.
Caden Palm's a ball player, man.
He's pretty athletic.
John and I were talking. Shoot from outside the arc and then can work down low, too. Don't get that all the time. Western Illinois is playing men's basketball tonight at the University of Illinois.
Full timeout. No cheerleaders on the floor this time. So we'll take a break, and we'll come back here to Bushnell-Prairie City. Oh, the cheerleaders are coming out. Hey, Ethan, follow the cheerleaders throwing stuff around here. I don't know. Follow those two. They actually have things to give away. Keely Lieb tossing out some stuff as we are showing some of the fan sections here tonight. What's the score?
38-18, 42-18.
No. Western.
40-23, Illinois at half.
Western's hanging a little bit then. it's a Power 5 school against Western. That's hanging.
You know what?
In comparison.
You're right. You're right.
How bad Southern get beat by Illinois?
Hey, they aren't playing them. They aren't playing them.
It's because Southern get beat by 40.
Ooh. Southern got a good basketball team. Shout out SIU, Salukis, myself.
It's just because you couldn't get accepted into.
You're right. SIU is the only.
Creighton offers. I don't know. I was trying to think of some crazy name, but I.
Creighton?
No, I wasn't. It's Creation University of
Design Technology of Dwayne Hulett.
Yeah, exactly. SIU was your second choice. Palm, another basket. Clayton Hunt picks up his first foul. Team second of the fourth quarter. Both teams have 2 here in the fourth quarter. Palm's free throw is good. The old-fashioned three-point play is completed.
45-18. Spartans are on top of the Cyclones.
3 points away from a running clock.
Very true. Cole Cordell swinging right wing to
Whitman's
Andrew
going to score right here, though.
You are 2 for 2 on calling baskets tonight.
I am. First one was a lot better, though. It was
yeah,
a
you had a perfect advantage of that one. Kleindenz puts up the shot. It's no good, but he gets his own board, and there's those offensive rebounds for Tanner Klein. How about add another?
That's 3 offensive rebounds, but it's also 3 misses. Oh, they called that on him.
Yeah, and they're going to call him for a push-off foul there. Yep. That's foul number 4 for Tanner Kleindenz. I'm not keeping track of the offensive rebounds, but I think he's got 6 in the past few minutes.
Yeah, 2 trips down the floor.
25.
They would have had another one there if they hadn't called him for a foul.
Yep. 25-point lead for the Spartans of Bushnell. Andrew Hunt just trying to make something from anything there. Not able to. But Clayton Hunt.
I think Dalton Huffman's going to pick up that foul.
Yep.
Nope. Caden Palm.
Caden Palm's first foul of this evening. And have a day if you're Caden Palm. Sitting at 25 points. 4:09 remains. Andrew Hunt fakes the 3. Now he's going to dribble back out. He's working with Kleindenz. Similar in size there. Whitman's trying to get an open look down low, is not able to get it, and he's going to lay it up, and he is fouled on the shot.
Beekman's going to pick that one up.
And Brock Beekman picks up his 4th foul of the night.
Maybe not. Yeah. You're all over it. All over it.
Something like that.
Here comes John Burton back.
Yep. Dude's wearing
Whitman's got 3 in a row.
Western Illinois hoodie. Yep. Got anything to say about WIU football versus SIU a few weeks ago? No comment. No comment here from.
It wasn't good, I'll say that.
Hey. Clayton Hunt has hit the floor pretty hard a few times tonight.
Counted in a foul. Sorry. Got a little carried away right there. See, told you, even Jake heard me.
You guys have an earpiece in. You guys hear each other talking right now.
Just so we can make fun of each other.
Fair.
They were 3 points away from getting it to 30. Now they're 1 point away from getting it down to 20.
The Cyclones have picked it up here. Parelku was looking for
the alley-oop, and Kleindenz was not looking for it.
Maybe a late whistle there, but Huffman is going to pick up the foul.
Spartan personal foul, number 24, Dalton Huffman, his 3rd.
Huffman's 3rd foul.
Braden Copeland.
And Braden Copeland will shoot 2.
There's still time.
Second one in and out.
They're going to call Huffman for undercutting Clayton Hunt.
And Clayton Hunt, again, hits the floor
Or
hard.
are they? No.
I'm going to call Hunt on the foul. It's going to say Huffman walks away there with another foul. That'd be number 4 on him.
I thought they pointed at him.
It's kind of what I was thinking, too.
Coach is arguing with him. Clayton Hunt got undercut.
Yep.
I would have called it.
Yeah,
I would have called it on Huffman.
Huffman might have been the.
And coach is going to get a technical.
Technical foul.
Oh, Hunt's going to get the technical.
That's his 3rd. Team fourth.
It's Clayton Hunt. He's charged with a technical foul.
Did he sit down already?
Yep. He's sitting next to.
Austin Broku will shoot the free throw.
They need to let him in a game then. If he's already sitting down.
Broku.
There they let him in.
25. Andrew Hunt will check into the cycle lineup.
I wonder what Hunt said. Or did Hunt go sit down early?
That's a good question. I feel like he might have said something. But he did sit down early, too. So
Was he already sitting down when he got the technical?
Yeah, and he's kind of barking at the official here, too. So both shots were good for, yeah, he was barking at the official. He must have said something.
Coach is still barking at the official, too. They wanted to try to make the coach sit down, even though the technical wasn't on him.
Yep.
There's a whole lot of not knowing what's going on right now.
Yep. Absolutely.
3:18 to go. Xander Jones was wide open. Good job by Matt Whitman. How is that? I was going to say, holy smokes.
Yep.
He picked it up and ran 6 steps. Now, granted, he dropped it, but once you pick it up, it's either double dribble or travel.
Yep, it had to be one of the two, and it's a turnover nonetheless. Xander Jones into the game and inbounds the ball.
Also, Reese Reimold's in the game for BPC, number 20.
Yep. So a couple new faces check in for the Spartans. 2:50 remains. Got a blocking foul. This will be charged to one of the number 23s. It'll be Braden Copeland.
We've had a lot of the same number guarding the same number.
Yeah, well, when you call 3 games in a row, I mean, you kind of maybe pick up on that.
2:50 to go in the basketball game. Ethan McKim and Tanner Pierce checking in. Baroku, the only starter on the floor now.
Makes both, and would not be surprised to see maybe another sub come in for him. He's had himself quite the day. Sitting at 8 points, but he's played a really solid game for the Spartans.
Oh, my goodness.
Going to be on Tanner Pierce. Blocking foul. Eli will go to the line and shoot a couple.
This game might get over by 10 o'clock at this rate.
You know that my bedtime is 9 o'clock?
That's what I hear that happens when you go to SIU. Start going to bed early.
Isn't it the opposite?
I don't know. You said that you ruined their party school image when you went there.
That is so true. You're so right.
Eli DeCounter hits the first free throw.
I tell you, Eli DeCounter's had himself quite a night. Sitting at 8 points, but, man, he's had even a three-point shot, too. Done a good job rebounding the ball for the Cyclones.
That's the second rebound in a row for Whitman on a missed free throw.
Shows hustle there. It's the screen. Oh, and look. Yep.
Whitman's like, Eli.
Yep. And, I mean, that kind of shows a little bit of their age there. You know, these guys played together from junior high and now kind of get their first taste of high school basketball, which is its own breed. It's different than junior high.
Especially when you're playing seniors.
Yep. And they've got a big size advantage on you, too. Braden Copeland comes away with it.
Yeah, good call. Block on Upton.
Almost got his feet set. He hit the ground hard, too. He's slow to get up. Copeland's up. He'll shoot 2.
Spartan personal foul, number 38, Connor Upton. That's his second.
He's like... Braden Copeland will shoot 2.
Pimble's getting ready to come in.
Imagine he will check in for Upton if I
saw the two coaches pointing at the head saying that Upton has to come out.
Yep. And that, I mean, you know.
I think it might have been the trainer down at the end of the bench saying he needs to come out.
Yeah.
Hits them both.
Tanner Pierce with it. 2 minutes remain. A 2-minute warning, I guess you could say. Andrew Hunt intercepted it and a behind-the-back pass to Whitman, who lays it up and in.
Now, folks, I want to point something out right here. What you're seeing now is these kids kind of playing the same age group that they would be playing. There's some younger kids for BPC and second string, kind of the same age group, and there's a foul on Andrew Hunt. But you can see when they play the same age
very
what
competitive,
this team
yes,
can do.
yeah.
So they're going to get better as the year goes along. They'll get better as they grow a little bit, get a little stronger. So,
like you said, I mean, you got 3 freshmen starting in high school basketball their first year, and they're playing against them. You're playing against guys that are big. We saw Hank Alvey earlier, the senior, and he's big and tall.
what are we talking about here?
Coach yapping going on. Oh, looks like someone was just kicked out of the game.
Copeland?
Yep. Looks like Jeff and Randy Copeland have just been kicked out of the game. I can say that I've had that happen to me. I mean, I've not been kicked out, but I've watched my dad get kicked out of a game.
No way.
Yep, was my senior night for baseball.
Ethan McKim gets the free throw. My watch is telling me I need to get moving.
My watch tells me that all the time.
Cordell? No, Copeland.
But can't happen when you don't wear it.
There you go.
Ball on the floor, hits Sander Jones in the face, and he's down.
Copeland with the bucket.
Yeah, that hit him pretty
He's
hard
got a
in the
bloody
nose.
nose.
Yep. Don't get it on that white jersey. And, yeah, he is heading straight to the locker room. He got hit hard with the basketball.
By the basketball.
Yeah. Ryan Clark checks in. Andrew Hunt will take a seat. And, man, Andrew Hunt had himself a solid performance, I'd say.
Well, like I said, I've said this before, but, they've cut the lead down here. They went down 20-0, and it's pretty much, it got up to 29 once, and they cut it back down. I mean, this
team's got fight in them.
If they would just start off a little stronger tonight, it would have been a different ball game. Tanner Pierce can't get it to fall. I want to know, how many free throws have they shot? Can you count those up for me?
How many free throws has
both teams all together?
Let's do some counting here. We'll see if
it'll take you a while.
Yeah, I know, right?
Pierce misses the first.
13 for Bushnell-Prairie City.
That's all?
Yeah.
Carter Chambers in for BPC.
James Reynolds checks into the ball game.
Who's that guy?
No, I don't know. I claim to not know him.
number 33, Brody Cordell, in as well. Ryan Clark gets the miss. Skips it over to Eli to counter, who can't catch it as it goes out of bounds. 1:06 remaining.
21 free throw attempts.
So 34 altogether?
34 altogether.
Did you get these last two that Tanner Pierce just missed?
+2, so 15, so 36. 50-32, under a minute to go.
Reimold's shot off, no good. .40 seconds remaining. 3 on the way by Cordell, no good. Reimold, or that's not Reimold, it's Reynolds. Reynolds was down there with him.
Well, James is pretty tall. He's taller than me, but I'm also pretty short, so. Pretty short.
What grade's your brother in?
Oh gosh, what grade is James in?
Junior.
Is he a junior? Yeah, he's he's a junior.
I hope you're not the smart one.
I don't know. Ask my dad.
3.
Cordell wants 3.
No.
Jair Flora-Durham is checked in. 20 seconds remain.
Upton will launch this one up, I bet. Nope. You give it to Pierce.
Pierce, swing it back out. Nope, he does not.
Carter Chambers, shoot that, buddy.
Oh. Up. Banks open for Connor Upton. With 5 seconds remaining. We'll see what Cordell wants to do. Come on, James, make a better shot there, but final score, the Bushnell-Prairie City Spartans win 52-32 over the West Prairie Cyclones.
I guess you can say that since he's your brother.
Yeah, I'll make sure to have a conversation with him after this game.
Hey, I want to point out that at least he plays basketball.
That's true. He's got me beat there. I can talk all I want, but I haven't made the court ever. I did shoot a couple on the United Center years ago. I did go 2 for 3.
From 2 feet away?
No. Free throws?
I don't believe that. Are you going to do some stats?
Yep. All right, we'll do some stats.
We'll
be
take
back.
a break. We'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back to Bushnell-Prairie City High School final tonight. The Bushnell-Prairie City Spartans defeated the West Prairie Cyclones 52-32. With some stats, Caden Palm led the way for the Spartans with 25 points. 13 of those came in the first quarter. Alongside him, it was Osman Perelka who had 8. Tanner Kleindens had 6, as well as Dalton Huffman with 6 as well. Gavin Pimble had 5. Brock Beekman added 2, and Ethan McKim had 1. And for the Cyclones, it was Eli DeCounter and Matt Whitman both with 8. A close second, Braden Copeland had 7. Andrew Hunt added 2, as did Brody Cordell. Clayton Hunt had 1 point as well, and that made up for the Cyclones 32 points.
We'll wait a few minutes for Coach Snyder to get out here, hopefully. Talk to him. But overall, I mean, considering it was 20-0, the fact that it finished 52-32, not a bad game for after that for West Prairie.
Yeah, I'd say you see the improvements that West Prairie is making. I mean, on a game-to-game basis, these kids are young and they play a lot of these older kids, and it's tough. It is, and they come out here and just show that fight like they did and even get down at an early deficit, but still able to come back and make it somewhat of a game towards the end. So. The Spartans were victorious tonight, though.
So we're getting ready to go here for Coach Snyder. Hopefully going to come out. We'll see if he's able to make it. We'll wait around for a couple seconds. We'll take a break. We'll come back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adams Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adams Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
Well, I've always had an interest in the medical field, and then growing up, I actually went through physical therapy myself for an injury, and that got me back to playing my sports and the activities that I loved. So seeing that firsthand, I got to see how much physical therapy could really benefit others.
Welcome back to Bushnell-Prairie City High School, 52-32 final. Coach Snyder under the headset now talking to us. And, Coach, that one was interesting.
It was. But again, they're a very young team. I believe they started 3 freshmen. They're a young team, and, you know, by the time those kids get to be juniors and seniors, they're going to be pretty tough. You know, having those guys playing a lot of minutes and they're not backing down is good for them.
Well, I mean, the score is 52-32. You jumped out 20-0.
Yeah.
And didn't pull away after that. I mean, most teams, if you're out 20-0 on somebody, they're just going to quit or want to quit. They just kept playing.
Right, and I think that's how they're going to learn, and that's why I said they're going to, you know, they're going to improve once they get, you know, older as juniors and seniors. So I told the guys, I said, how do we go from scoring 20 points to 8 points to 10 points, you know, and then we're back in around 16, I think, or 14. I said, guys, we can't have that. If we scored 20 points in a quarter, why can't we not score 20 points in every quarter? But, again, we still have a lot of things to work on. And they're, like I said, for being freshmen, they play well.
Well, and they hung in, and then when you put your subs in, then they showed what they can probably be capable of in the future.
Right. And I think that might have been what a little argument was, but again, I understand they're freshmen. They need all the experience that they can get. Would it have been nice to, you know, I'm not Coach Conkling, so
they played most of their kids just a little later than you guys did.
Right. But again, they're, like I said, for being freshmen, there wasn't any quit. So,
That's the difference between teams that are used to winning and teams that aren't used to winning, right? Those kids, even though they're outclassed maybe size-wise and speed-wise and physicality-wise, they're used to winning. They've won in junior high all the way through, so they expect to play well. Doesn't matter if you're playing against somebody 6 inches taller than you or not.
Right, and like you said, it's easy to see that from teams that have been winning, especially kids that have been winning, you know, growing up and playing hard. Like you said, they don't have any quit, so keep going after it. That's what they did.
They're going to get a whole lot better. That's for sure, I would imagine. The Caden Palm had a game, didn't he?
Yeah, he played well at the start. Kind of yelled at him on his first three-point shot. That seemed to fix some things for him. So hopefully he can just continue that going forward. It's pretty nice when, I don't know what he had, 13 or something in the first
13 in the first quarter, yeah.
13 in the first quarter. It's kind of nice when you have somebody that can do that. But again, it's he played well, and we got him the ball, which is good. We had ball movement. So, and for us, that's kind of what we talk about. You know, can you have ball movement? If you get ball movement, can we find the open guy? Are we going to make that extra pass?
Well, there was a whole lot of fouls called. It seemed like there was a lot of fouls called all night long. Not just in your game, but in all the games. It seemed like there was more fouls than there really had been called the first 3 nights. A little different for the kids to get used to that, too, I think, tonight, wasn't it? Or was it just after dinner, after all the turkey and all the stuff, everybody's a little slower and maybe playing more physical?
And we'll just say it was that because, you know, it was kind of like kids didn't really move their feet. And that was almost like I saw in every game. They seemed to be a little bit slower, maybe a step slower. But again, it was nice to get a good win.
You had some kids play good minutes. You had some kids get in foul trouble that you probably could learn something from, right? And you're going to continue to build on a few things, I would imagine, as you move forward from that, right?
Yeah. And that's, you know, it'd be nice to have a practice or whatnot and then be able to talk about those things. But that practice will be on Monday and before we play on Tuesday. So, again, we keep trying to make a list of things we need to work on and get going. So we'll figure it out. Hey, thanks, Coach. See ya. Safe travels.
The jerseys were cool.
Yeah, they were. I got a lot of kids asking if they could keep them. I said, guys, I got to turn them back in. So,
how did that all come about?
Well, I was talking with our National Guard recruiter, and I mentioned something about trying to do a military appreciation night, and she goes, well, we have basketball uniforms. I was like, sweet, let's do it. So I had to get it approved by IHSA, and I mean, it was great to get everything done, and I think it was nice, and hopefully we can make this an annual thing on every Friday. Seems like we had a lot of vets here tonight, so that was good.
We had a lot of people here tonight. I mean, it was good crowds, good basketball. I mean,
yeah,
this is turning into a really good. There's been a few years where people thought, well, it wasn't a great tournament or whatever, but it's. This is turning into a really good tournament.
Yeah, and I expect it to just keep growing the way it is, and because the teams are good. You know, there's not. I mean, even West Prairie with their freshmen, they're getting better. They're going to be better in this tournament. You know, so it's just great to see the basketball get better and better, and the teams get better and better. So we're, you know, in the future, this will be a pretty good tournament.
Exciting day tomorrow. That loss by Illini Bluffs makes Macomb and Illini Bluffs even more interesting, I suppose. You got the old breaking tiebreaker all figured out and
stuff. I don't. That's not me. I keep my hands washed of that. That's Mr. Zeringer, our AD. So I just try to coach and try to get everything set up.
And clean as when you need to.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, Coach, I'll let you get out of here.
All right.
Congratulations on your first win of the year.
Thank you.
And we'll see you tomorrow night.
All right. Well, thanks again for everything you guys do. I appreciate it, and everybody watching around. I'm not sure if Jimmy's still up or not, but he wished us good luck today. So
Hey, we haven't got to talk to Jimmy at all, have we?
No, we haven't talked about Jimmy yet, but we will.
We will. All right, Coach. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Coach Tyler Snyder talking to us for a few minutes, and that'll do it here from Bushnell-Prairie City High School, 52-32. Spartans get the win over the Cyclones. It's a 3-1 Illini Bluffs team taking on a 4-0 Macomb team tomorrow night for a chance at a title, and then it'll all be worked out by the numbers. West Hancock got a come-from-behind win over Illini Bluffs tonight. Macomb beat West Hancock on Wednesday or Tuesday night. So we will see how everything shakes out and settles down, but Illini Bluffs has to beat Macomb for any of that stuff to matter. So for John Reynolds, I'm Dwayne Hulett. Thanks for joining us from the Spartan Tip-Off Classic. You've been watching McDonough Telephone Cooperative coverage of West Prairie Sports and Devin Raleigh Shelter Insurance coverage of BPC Sports here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Games start at 4 o'clock tomorrow night. We'll see you then.